Let's talk just a little bit about SEO and one of the plugins that we haven't yet discussed. So if we look here in the TrueBlue Market View WordPress dashboard, and if we go over to the pages, and if we look at one of the pages, such as the About page, there are some things to take note of that are for SEO purposes. And one of those things is the title and the description, or I suppose two of those things are the title and the description. So the title is just that, it's the title of the page. The description is where you can enter more information that helps to provide a description of what's found on that page. And it's kind of like writing a tweet for Twitter. You know, it's limited to certain number of characters, as it says here. Most search engines use a maximum of 160 characters for the description. And there's some other features down here too, such as robots meta no index, no follow, and disable on this page post. And we'll be talking about no index and no follow a little bit more here in a few moments. So the description and what that might look like. When I go over to Google and I search for TrueBlue Market View, and it finds truebluemarketview.com here. And of course, it first finds Facebook, or the Facebook page first, and that is for SEO reasons, but we're not going that in depth in an SEO discussion here and now. But for what we are discussing here today is, again, this description field and this title field. And these fields are added by the all-in-one SEO pack, which is one of the plugins that we installed earlier in the video, but have yet to talk about at all until now. And this is the plugin right here, all-in-one SEO pack. So the description, you'll notice here, truebluemarketview.com. TrueBlue Market View is your DIY resource for marketing your business. Learn about website setup, video creation, social media, podcasting, SEO, and more. Now you might be thinking, that's great, but what it actually says in the description field is reach more customers, learn to set up your website, podcast show, YouTube channel, and more. Now the reason that there's a discrepancy there is because we're looking at the home page in this case. Notice this is truebluemarketview.com, whereas in the WordPress dashboard, we're actually looking at the description of the About page. So if we look at the list of pages here, and if we look at the page that I created and called Home, and then used as my home page or front page, and if we edit it, and if we go and we actually look at the description for the home page, now you'll see that it reads, TrueBlue Market View is your DIY resource for marketing your business. Learn about website setup, video creation, social media, podcasting, SEO, and more. And that is in fact what comes up here. And that is why there was a discrepancy. I just simply started out by using the About page for the example. Now let's just talk for a moment about the robots no follow and no index. And those, of course, are the options down here on the edit page in WordPress. And where I'm actually using those options are on the resources page and on the pictures and graphics page. So if we look at the resources page, and if we scroll down, we'll see that I am using no index and no follow. Now, the reason for that is because TrueBlue Market View is a relatively new site. It's actually been around for, a couple years now. Actually, I think maybe close to 3 years, maybe even going on 4 years. But in the grand scheme of the internet, that's still a fairly new site. And more than anything, it doesn't have the page authority or page rank, which is typically something that is garnered through the backlink profile or the links pointing to the site, links pointing to TrueBlueMarketView.com. And as of yet, there really aren't any links or hardly any links links, no really high value links that would help to build the page authority or the page rank of the site. And when you have a lot of outbound links from your site, or in particular, a lot of outbound links from any one particular page, such as the resources page, where it's really a collection of nothing but links outbound for the most part, you know, going to YouTube, Libsyn, Blueberry, Bluehost, you know, just different sites, Market Samurai, GetPaint.net, you know, GIMP, Inkscape, Blender, you know, so on and so forth. And it's just link after link after link leaving the site. They're all outbound links. So for SEO purposes, when you don't have hardly any links come into your site and you have a bunch of links leaving your site, that's actually tends to be harmful from an SEO standpoint. And one of the ways to avoid the harmful effects of that would be to use no index and or no follow. So no index, what no index means is that it's asking the search engine not to index the content of that page so that it can't come up in a search. And if we click on the little question mark, it tells you check this box to ask search engines not to index this page. So if they honor that flag, if they honor the no index and they don't index the content, then you don't have to worry about anything SEO related because they're not adding that page to the search engine index, so it doesn't matter. No follow. What no follow means is please don't follow any of the links on this page. So if there's a link on the page, and there are many, many links on the page, for example, this link to Audacity, and if we click on it, it takes us to sourceforge.net/projects/Audacity, where you can download Audacity. Having the no follow enabled is asking the search engines not to follow links from this page. And again, if we click on the question mark, it tells us check this box to ask search engines not to follow links from this page. And this is again for SEO purposes. So because there is nothing but outbound links for the most part, this probably will look like a link farm to a search engine. And that's not a good thing. That's not going to help rankings. And in fact, it can end up causing the site to be de-indexed altogether. And so no keyword phrase, long tail keyword phrase would ever provide a searcher any page on the site at all if it were not part of the index. Now, in this case, that's a little bit different from what this no index tag is for, or this no index setting is for. That is specific to that one page. And in this case, that's the resources page at truebluemarketview.com. So in other words, truebluemarketview.com/resources. So this specific page on the site, not the entire site itself. So between no index and no follow, and the reason to not follow links, by the way, is because it makes a difference from an SEO purpose when the search engine follows the link and it checks out what the site is linking to and what content is on that site. It does have SEO impacts to make it very simple and short. So if you are going to set up a web page where you have something like a resources page or a list of recommended reading or anything like that, where you just have dozens or hundreds or thousands of outbound links, then that would be one of the reasons to use the all-in-one SEO pack or something similar, so that you can just no index and or no follow the entire page, so that you can duck any negative backlash that may occur from the search engines as they crawl your page, see what's on it, and react accordingly. Now, along those same lines, if we go over to the TBMV example WordPress site instead, or rather to the WordPress admin, if we look in here, there is a note about the site not being easily found by search engines. This note comes up at various times and places within the WordPress dashboard, and I'm sure you've noticed it previously during this video tutorial. The reason for that is very simple, and the way to change that or fix that if you're seeing the same thing with your site setup is to simply go here to settings and then go to reading. And you'll see here search engine visibility there's a check in the box for discourage search engines from indexing this site. So you would just simply uncheck that and click Save Changes. Now, if we look at that same setting on the real site, truebluemarketview.com, which is over here, and if we look at settings, reading, you will see that that checkbox is not checked. All right, so that's just the little bit I wanted to talk about with relation to SEO as it relates to pages and posts. And yes, you can add SEO content to your posts in terms of the description and title, as you see here where I went to add new post. And we're not actually going to add a new post, so I am going to simply just click away from here. And that covers the main reasons why I installed the all-in-one SEO pack, which again, if we look at our list of installed plugins, we see right here. Now, there are other things that you can do with it. Feel free to check it out in more detail. I currently don't bother with many of the other features, and I may talk about the other features at another time. But for now, let's go ahead and move on to another section.